What's going on, everyone? So Ja Morant might be in trouble, and this is just a sad occurrence. It really is. I mean, look, I get Ja Morant. He's young, he's a kid, but he's old enough to know better. He's 23. He's one of the faces of the league, one of the most promising stars on the second best team in the West right now, based on record, and just a real rising star who is very likely going to have a long career in this league, and very likely will continue to have a long career in this league. And I really do hope that this is just a hiccup in the long road of Ja Morant, right? I really do. I hope that he takes this in stride, he learns from it, he grows from it, and he becomes better. But this is something that it's just so unnecessary. You're at the pinnacle of what a professional athlete is. You've reached heights that people can only dream of. You are worth money that most people will never even be able to fathom, and have a life that people fantasize about, literally watch videos about, in the hopes that one day they could reach that. And you're out here just acting a fool. That's really what it is. And it makes no sense to me why these people that will reach these pinnacles, because Ja isn't the first, right? There are countless athletes and actors and, celebrities that have reached these heights and just do stuff that is just so silly to just completely throw it away. And now Ja Morant is being investigated by everybody. The Colorado Police Department is investigating Ja Morant for the IG Live, in which he's brandishing a gun. The Grizzlies, he's out indefinitely. We'll see how long that actually is. But the NBA could give him a 50-game suspension because he ended up bringing a gun on a plane on the premises, which is completely prohibited. I mean, look, Gilbert Arenas ended up being completely out of the league because of an incident like that. Now, Ja Morant is young. He's not even in his prime yet. He's the face of the Grizzlies. He's one of the faces of the leagues. So very likely he's going to continue to play. Even if they do give him a lengthy suspension, this isn't the end of his career, luckily, for now. But we have seen guys have been very talented and they continue to act a fool, and people just go, it's just not worth it, right? Luckily, talent trumps everything. I mean, we see it time and time again, right? You see celebrities, athletes, you name it, they'll do just stupid stuff, and fast forward a year or two and everyone forgets about it because they're just so talented and just so gifted. So he does have that in his favor. But this is just such a blemish that is just unnecessary. You are, again, one of the faces of the league. You have endorsements and brand deals and all this stuff that he's very likely going to lose depending on how this investigation plays out. Now, obviously, money and those kind of things aren't everything, but it's just you lost it for such an unnecessary thing. What are you trying to prove? That you're a tough guy? You're out here fighting kids because they're talking smack. For what? You won. You won. What do you have to prove? Who cares what people think about you? Who cares what some kid thinks about? Who cares about owning guns and flashing guns? If you want one for protection and you want to have one at the house, or, you have one just to travel with you just in case because you are a high-profile celebrity, and look, the world is a crazy place, fine, I completely get that. I am all for it. Go ahead. That's your right to have that protection. But to be flashing it around, pointing it at children, doing just reckless, goofy behavior, it makes no sense to me. He is supposed to be the leader of this team. He is supposed to be the example of the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies, they don't have that. They don't have a leader. They don't have the person that they can rely on, because the person that it's supposed to be is worse than all of them. I mean, you have several guys on the Grizzlies are already just goofy at times and just saying silly stuff, not to the level that Ja Morant's doing, but they're just behavior. They think they're tough, but they're not. They're out there acting like they, malice in the palace tough, and they just really are. Sit down, be humble, right? Relax. You guys aren't going to do anything. But Ja Morant's out here acting like he a real G, and it's dude, you're living in a mansion. What are you talking about? You don't know the struggle. You're not fighting in the struggle. You're not in the trenches with people. What are you talking about? This dude's out here just acting silly. And this to me just shows the presence of a veteran leader in the locker room, right? They don't have that guy, that like Udonis Haslem, right? Like so many people have always wondered, like, why does Miami keep Udonis Haslem around? Because of situations like this. Because he is a guy that will put you in your place and have you understanding that this is not how it works. That guidance, that leader, that big brother, father figure, right? Like something like that. You know, that's what you need. And like the problem is like even Ja Morant, he's out acting a fool too. So it's not like Ja has this like this figure that's representing and helping him and guide him. He's out here flossing like he's doing something, like he's Ja Morant, right? He's out here trying to fight Shannon Sharp and stuff like that and act like a tough guy. Like it's silliness. And look, I know, like in these videos, like, I try to like make some jokes and, keep things lighthearted and stuff, but this is serious. Like this is something that is like, it's just uncalled for. It's so unnecessary. There are so many other things that you could be focused on other than trying to be a fake tough guy. This is how you get like a Hernandez situation, right? This is how you get those types of incidents, right? He ends up, doing something to the wrong person, and that's it. It's over. You went from being the pinnacle of your life to trying to act hard, and now you're getting checked. And you don't think people know that he's a fake tough guy? You don't think people are going to test him and push him, when they see him out on the street? Like, of course they are. That's the world we live in. He's over here bunching kids. He's probably going to settle that. He's probably that kid in that family. He's probably just got a ton of money. Like, hey, I got a kid. You want to help me out? All right, that's the one joke. There you go. But no, on a serious note, though, it's people are going to press him now because they know, oh, you think you're tough. You think you're a badass. And I'm not saying like people are going to run up on him, or I'm talking about like you're just going to have people that are going to say stuff and do stuff, and they know that he's weak-minded and he's going to fold. Right? And I'm not even talking about the game of basketball. I'm talking about like if you can't handle in a pickup game some 17-year-old kid talking smack to you and you have to go and beat him up, like what does that say about you? Let the kid talk. Are there kids that deserve, a whooping? Absolutely, of course. But that's not you. You don't need to be that guy. Memphis is going to have to get him some security. They're going to have to put some people around him, and he's going to have to be babysat, which is sad because he's a 23-year-old young man, right? But unfortunately, he is who he is. And that doesn't mean he can't get better. That doesn't mean that he can't, improve himself and learn from this mistake. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, I really hope he does. I hope he takes this in stride, suffers whatever consequences he has to deal with, get through it, and be done. He's not going to end up doing any jail time. He's not going to end up doing anything crazy. And he has the money. He's going to make all this go away. Even if it does end up getting like really bad, he has the money to where, he'll ultimately get a slap on the wrist compared to some other people, right? But it's just going to cost him a fortune. It's a headache that he didn't even need to get into to begin with. He did, like, for what? Like, what was the point? What were you trying to prove? That you're cool? Like, you're a tough guy? Like what? What was your agenda? Is the thing that I don't get. That's the thing that I don't make sense. I really think he should sit down with Gilbert Arenas. I really do, because Gilbert Arenas, he had the whole, gun incident in the locker room and made a bonehead decision that cost him a lot, right? And the reason I think he should sit down with him is because, one, he's an older figure that has been there, was, a big name in the league, Agent Zero, baller. He's not just some, like, role guy that's talking, a guy that's like, dude, I was the face of a team. I was, one of the best players in the league. I was this, that, and the other. And just kind of guide him. Just say, hey, dude, look at me. Use me as an example. I made these bonehead decisions, and it cost me a ton. Nobody wanted to work with me. No one wanted to mess with me. Like, I had to go in other directions, right? I had to go play overseas, and then I started getting injured, and then, that was it. My career was done. All because of, just a silly incident. Like, he needs guidance is what he needs. He needs people to sit down with him and really just kind of help him understand. I mean, I'm sure he understands, but here's the problem. It's very likely he's going to get a slap on the wrist and this is going to go away. And you see countless times that these stars, these celebrities, these young athletes end up doing something stupid, get a slap on the wrist because they have the money and the the stature to get out of this stuff, and they end up doing something stupid again. And it's because they because they got away with it. It's just like, if you steal a candy bar and you don't get caught, you steal another one and another one, until one day you get caught, right? It's the same mindset. Got away with this one, it's not going to be so bad. Oh yeah, this is stupid. I shouldn't have done it, but it's all right. This probably just cost me like $5 million. I make that a game. It's all good. Like, don't worry about it. Let me go over here real quick, right? Like, that becomes the mentality, and I hope that that's not him. I hope that, again, because my concern is he has a track record of this stuff. It's not like this is a one-off, just random incident, right? Like, he's had a history of doing foolish stuff. It just hasn't been to this level, this degree, and gotten this much attention and notoriety. That's the difference. But he has a history of just doing silly, reckless things that could jeopardize his career. And so my problem is that if he gets a slap on the wrist for this when all is said and done, that he's just going to do something again because his track record shows that. And that's what I don't want to see happen to him. He is an amazing talent that is only going to get better. I love watching me some Ja. Him out there hooping, like, the guy is incredible. But I really do think the NBA needs to use him as an example. Give him the max suspension. 50 games. Let him let his teammates down. Let him have to go in that locker room and look all those dudes in the face and say, sorry, the season's done, guys. My bad. Let him have to deal with that. Like, all of this. Give him the max everything. Because you set an example using him. Hey, I don't care if you're a big star. I don't care if you're the face of a franchise. I don't care if you're one of the top 5 youngest players in the league. You do something stupid, this is the result, right? You do that, and then whatever else happens outside of the NBA happens outside of the NBA. But that the NBA, I think, needs to hit him hard. One, show everyone else and use him as an example, so hopefully less of this happens. And 2, for him to hopefully not have to do this again, because he's going to have to deal with his teammates and letting his teammates down and stuff like that. And look, if you played sports, I'm not even talking to that type of level. If you played sports, period, like, that's your brothers, right? That's a brotherhood, right? Like, the last thing you want to do is let them down. You miss the game-winning shot. You make a bad play, whatever. It eats at you because you're like, man, not only did I lose the game, but I let my guys down, right? Like, that is a real feeling, a real emotion. And I think Ja needs that. I think he needs guidance. I think he needs people to be in his ear. The problem is a lot of these guys, they have yes men because they want the cash to keep flowing, right? Ja's out, all his buddies, he's buying them everything, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, get that. Let's go. Put it in the bag. Like, let's go. And the problem is you end up developing these circles of, like, you think this is a good idea? Yeah, man, come on, whatever you want to do, let's do that. Hey, I want to buy this over here. Hey, can I get some bread? All right, cool, yeah. Hey, yeah, you do your thing. You do. And that becomes a problem, right? You see that a lot. You get these, he needs somebody that's like, Ja, you're being an idiot, man. That's stupid. Why are you doing that? Don't do that. He needs that guidance, whether it's a teammate, whether it's a friend, whether it's a parent, whether it's a whatever. He needs somebody to tell him, dude, no, knock it off. That's not how you behave. That's not how we act. You're better than that. He needs that guidance. He needs somebody. And Memphis is going to have to figure this out. Like I said, get a security team, get whatever. Whatever you got to do. Do what you got to do to get Ja what he needs in order to keep him out of trouble. Now, if you have to have somebody sleep in the bed next to him for the rest of his life, rest of his career at least, then that's what whatever it takes, you do that. Because he's gonna continue to do this unless something changes around him. But I do. I hope for his success. I hope that he learns from this. I really do. I hate seeing this stuff. It's just so unnecessary. It is. It's so unnecessary. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think of this whole situation? I'd love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below.